Hi, welcome to my views and news. A few news stories from Ethiopia and Eritrea and Sudan. Firstly, top Sudanese RSF leader has arrived in Ethiopia. Hamdan Dagalo, popularly known as Hamati, landed in Addis Ababa a few hours ago. What is the agenda? Interesting development. It was Burhan who visited Ethiopia a few weeks ago. Before that, Burhan visited Eritrea. Now, Dagalo here in Addis Ababa. He was in Uganda yesterday. Secondly, a quick operation by Fano fighters in North Gondar, attack on a police station there. Fano fighters claim they released prisoners there. And a quick operation by OLA too, close to Addis Ababa. Around 10 police officials, policemen have been kidnapped by the Oromo Liberation Army. Fourthly, Yamane Gebremeskel, Eritrean Information Minister, yesterday responded to allegations about the presence of Israeli military in Eritrea. It has been rumored for decades that Israel has a military base in Dahlak Islands of Eritrea. What did Yamane say? Lastly, a protest by Ethiopian diaspora community, mainly Amhara diaspora community, in the UK against the UAE, United Arab Emirates. Firstly, viewers, the first stories about the arrival of Hamdan Dagalo, Hamati, RSF chief. RSF chief Hamati and Burhan-led forces have been involved in fighting in Sudan for more than 6 months now, around 9 months now, I think. Civil war is devastating the country. Hamdan Dagalo's RSF are in control of large territories, but Hamdan Dagalo lacks recognition, regional recognition, international recognition. A meeting was due to be held between Hamdan and Al Burhan today under the mediation of IGAD. It did not happen. Before this meeting, Hamdan Dagalo was visiting neighboring countries and countries in the region. He was in Uganda yesterday. I shared his picture with Yoweri Museveni in the last video. And from Uganda, it seemed that Hamdan Dagalo decided to visit Addis Ababa. And a few hours ago, he landed in the capital, Addis Ababa. Who welcomed him? Not PM Abiy. By the way, he is close to PM Abiy. PM Abiy calls him a brother, a friend. PM Abiy sent Deputy Prime Minister, Foreign Minister Demeke Mekonnen. Demeke Mekonnen welcomed Hamdan Dagalo at Bole Airport. Obviously, a meeting will be held between Hamdan Dagalo and PM Abiy. Now, I want to make a few points about Hamdan Dagalo's visit. Hamdan Dagalo has started regional tours just yesterday. I think Uganda was the first country visited by Hamdan Dagalo since the start of war in Sudan. Second country is Ethiopia. That just shows how important Ethiopia is for Hamdan Dagalo. UAE is the most significant supporter of rapid support forces, and UAE is close to Ethiopia. UAE is a strategic ally of Ethiopia. UAE Ethiopia RSF nexus is very visible in Sudan. By the way, when Al Burhan managed to escape from Khartoum, where he was trapped, he started regional tours and he gave preference to Egypt and Eritrea first. He visited Egypt, he visited Eritrea, then South Sudan, Kenya. I think he visited Uganda too, if I am not wrong. And then he visited Ethiopia. He visited Ethiopia at the end. He visited Eritrea twice. And Eritrea hosted Juba peace deal signatories too. So Eritrea, we can say, is an ally of Al Burhan. Hamati is now starting a regional tour, and he's starting from Uganda and Ethiopia. That just shows that Ethiopia is an RSF ally. Or you can say Ethiopia is closer to RS than it is to SAF, Sudanese Armed Forces, while opposite is true in case of Eritrea. Will Hamdan Dagalo visit Eritrea? That remains to be seen. Eritrea is a key player because if Hamdan Dagalo decides to make a move towards Gidaraf, towards Blue Nile state, it means the war in Sudan will reach Ethiopian border, Eritrean border. Eritrea are reportedly training youths in Kassala to stop RSF's offensive towards eastern Sudan. Will Dagalo visit Eritrea? That remains to be seen. Very interesting development, by the way. What is Hamdan Dagalo up to? Maybe Hamdan Dagalo wants to consult his allies and supporters before meeting Al Burhan, his rival. Let's see when Dagalo Hamdan meeting, when Hamdan Burhan meeting will be held. Let's see. But Ethiopia is emerging as a player in Sudan. It is no more impartial. Eritrea, no more impartial. Egypt, the same. Almost all neighboring countries are not impartial. They have become uh, they are seen as supporters of one or the other party, it seems. Secondly, there was a quick operation by Fano fighters in a district in Gondar. By the way, this morning, yesterday, government claimed that around 700 Fano fighters had laid down arms in Gondar and they had entered rehabilitation camps. We don't know if thousands have surrendered arms or no. We don't know because government has not shared complete details so far. Government is sharing some numbers, but no details about the identity of those who have surrendered. But a quick operation by Fano fighters in North Gondar is being confirmed to us by some people there. The operation was launched by North Gondar Fano, which is relatively silent. South Gondar Fano has been a pain in the side of Ethiopian military, very organized, in control of large parts of South Gondar. North Gondar Fano groups were suspected of having links with the government, and it was suspected they were having talks with the government too, though they denied the rumors. But North Gondar Fano has been less active if you compare the activities of North and South Gondar Fano groups. But this operation was launched by North Gondar Fano. It was launched in Amba Georgius. Amba Georgius is between Gondar and Dabat. It is along the main road which connects Gondar with Salamti, with Dabat. In between Dabat and Gondar, there is this town, Amba Georgius. And Fano fighters carried out a very quick operation, just 30-minute long operation in Amba Georgius. They stormed a police station there, they captured weapons, and they claim they freed dozens of prisoners. Government officials are confirming this attack. They're denying the release of prisoners. They say Fano's attack on the police station failed. No prisoner was allowed to escape. Security forces, police militia repelled this attack. No ENDF was there reportedly. Fano fighters are always on the lookout. Wherever there is no ENDF, they attack those towns, cities. When ENDF arrives, they retreat. That is what we have been seeing. And sometimes they hit ENDF as well. They attack ENDF's camps. ENDF's convoy were ambushed by Fano fighters. There was no ENDF reportedly in Georgius when this attack was carried out. Fano fighters claim to have freed dozens of prisoners, not hundreds, but government is denying. But government is confirming the attack in Georgius by Fano fighters. Which Fano brigade carried out this attack? Theodorus Brigade, led by Major Hapte Volde, led this operation. Quick operation, and it achieved targets, but reportedly some police and militia members were killed. Around 6 were killed in this attack by Fano fighters. While Fano fighters are continuing their attacks against security forces in Amhara region, OLA is not silent as well. We are seeing resumption of hostilities between the Oromo Liberation Army and Ethiopian government forces. I reported about closure of a road by OLA last night in Oromia Special Zone. The road connecting Hawassa with Addis Ababa was closed after OLA fighters set fire to vehicles close to Sabita in Oromia Special Zone. They carried out an attack in Dukem 2 days ago, and now it is being confirmed that around 10 police members were kidnapped by OLA members in Dukem. So the police members are now in the custody of the Oromo Liberation Army. Tensions rising, temperature rising between the Oromo Liberation Army and security forces in the Oromia region. Ethiopian National Defense Force can ill afford launching a major ground operation against OLA at this point of time, as already ENDF is badly caught in the Amhara region. ENDF trying to withdraw from there, but it is not in a position to withdraw. State of emergency going to expire in coming days. Will ENDF withdraw? Will it remain deployed? That remains to be seen. Both groups are putting pressure upon the Ethiopian military in Amhara and Oromia regions. Fourthly, viewers, Yamane Gebremeskel, Information Minister of Eritrea, rejected rumors about the establishment, the presence of Israeli forces on Eritrean territory for years, for decades. It has been claimed that Israel has a military base established in Dahlak Islands of Eritrea in the Red Sea. Eritrea denies these rumors. A US-based analyst yesterday claimed he sent a message to Yemeni Houthis that Yemeni Houthis are attacking Israel-affiliated ships in the Red Sea. They've carried out several attacks, drone attacks, missile attacks on these ships, and that is why a 10-country naval force has been formed in the Red Sea to protect these commercial ships. The US-based researcher, Dr. Sam Youssef, sent a message to Houthis that Houthis, you are hitting the ships, Israeli ships. You don't know that an Israeli military base is operating in Dahlak Island, and this base has a very elaborate system of communication put in place there. And in response to this article by this researcher, Yemane Gebremeskel wrote a social media message yesterday. Yemane says that for decades, Hawks stories of Israeli military base in Dahlak Islands have been peddled. This is misinformation. So he denied, he rejected the rumors that there is no Israeli military base operating in Dahlak Islands. By the way, a few weeks ago, some Arab news sources made a similar claim. They said that Israeli military base is there working in Eritrea. By the way, Eritrea never confirmed the presence of UAE's military in Assab too, but we know that Assab was used by UAE's military. So now UAE has withdrawn for Eritrea from Assab base. Lastly, was a protest by Ethiopian diaspora community, mainly Amhara diaspora community, against the UAE. United Arab Emirates was a key ally of Ethiopian government in the 2-year-long war against Tigray. Back then, UAE provided combat drones and other modern weapons to Ethiopian military. That those weapon deliveries were confirmed, and back then, Amhara diaspora community was all praise for the UAE. Those drones proved deadly for Tigray forces. The same drones and more modern drones, more modern weapons are being provided to Ethiopian military by the UAE now, and these drones, weapons are being used against Fano fighters, Amhara forces. And now Amhara diaspora is complaining, protesting against the UAE. No protest in the past 2 years when UAE was providing weapons to military to use against Tigray defense force. Back then, Tigrayans are protesting in front of Turkish embassies, the Turkish airline offices, UAE embassies, UAE airlines offices. Reportedly, a protest has been held in the UK at an airport in front of Emirates airline a counter. Emirates is a UAE airline, and their Amhara Diaspora community protested, chanting slogans against the UAE, telling the UAE that it should stop provision of weapons to Ethiopian government, as Ethiopian government is allegedly massacring, it is killing Amhara people. Weapons provided by the UAE are being used to kill innocent Amharas. It was chanted in the protest in front of Emirates airline counter at an airport in the UK. Watch the video from this protest. Thank you for watching.
Stop using drones in Africa. Stop selling drones, giving drones for the dictator in Ethiopia.
We say no, no, no.
No, no, Mohammed.
No, Mohammed. No using Arab immigrants.
He's helping the dictator of Abiy Ahmed. He's killing 100 million children, women, innocent children. He's responsible for the killing of Amhara people. Mohammed bin Zayed. He is responsible.
You can find it out.
Stop killing. Stop selling drones for African dictators. Stop selling drones to kill innocent children and women. Stop using frightening rate. Mohammed Zayed is killing Amhara in Ethiopia. Stop sponsoring a dictator.
Your money will go to
King Mohammed is a killer. King Mohammed is a killer.
King Mohammed is a killer.
African land is not for sale.